So today is currently Monday, October the 2nd, and it's the first day that I'm starting this journey, 12 days living out of my code. And so today I'm going to be doing the first commandment, thou shalt accept your neighbors for who they are. And the purpose for today was to try and not disregard my neighbors and stay connected with nature. And in order to do this, since it's fall break, I've decided to go out of my room and connect with people I see every day. For I would usually I would just pass them and disregard them. But what I did today was recognize that they have their own struggles and lives of their own, and I really tried to connect with these people and think of them in the same sense that we're all on the same journey to find fulfillment. And physically, what I did today was I walked past my building, my guards, and instead of not recognizing them like I would do usually, walk past them, just like nod or something, but I wouldn't really like relate my life with their life or try and get connect with them. So today I literally went up to them and thanked them for their actions, thanked them for their service, and I let them know that we're both living in the same world, and this is really helped me give me a profound sense of connection that day, and therefore I should definitely in the future make an effort to recognize everyone in my life slowly. So today is Monday, October 9th, and today I did the second commandment, which was thou shalt not be consumed by pride. And so today was really a day where I had to rid myself of pride, and no matter how tempting it was that to be prideful about something that was better than someone else at, and to just act in a prideful way, it was actually really hard because I had to really try and make myself think on an equal level towards other people in all aspects. And instead of categorizing pride in my head, I also was really trying to look forward to making more connections through sympathizing with people. And in my encounters today, I really tried to open up with people, with whoever I was talking with, and talk to everyone as if they were someone who's valuable towards me. So in order to not be prideful, you have to open up to people, and that was really something I was trying to do. And it actually turned out to be really humbling for me. And because I went to the club today, football club, to play with badminton with my friends, and they were all like really happy when they saw my attitude, my sportsmanship, and this attitude of not being prideful actually really helpful to strengthen their respect. It strengthened their respect of me by a lot, and I will definitely learn from this attitude of being humble, and I'll keep being as open as I can to people every day. What a day it was. Oh, it's Saturday, October 21st, and today I practiced the commandment, thou shalt conceive and take opportunities to improve and learn more about thyself. And this is like a lifelong goal that I really want to embark on. And since today was the pumpkin festival, it was really exciting and festive. And I really got the opportunity to grow and find myself. And although this is like unachievable in one day, it's a life quest to become the best version of myself. And today I set my head on learning some social aspects of myself and experienced different activities as I volunteered for Zombie Hunt in the Pumpkin Festival. And it actually turned out to be a blast. And when I asked my friend Adrian what he noticed about me that day, he said that when I put my head to something, like reloading the Nerf guns in the Zombie Hunt, I can actually be super efficient, which is something that I found about myself that I didn't know before. So that's improving myself. And in fact, we were the most fastest moving stand that day in terms of customers. And I also found that in a crowded area, my social anxiety state actually goes down, and because everyone was doing something and having fun together, and I felt more relaxed. Today is October 28th, Saturday, and I practiced the commandment, tried out the commandment, thou shalt make an attempt to unlock thy full potential, which is my fourth commandment. And so today I embarked on a journey which I tried to unlock somewhat of my body's potential. And even though this like takes a lifetime to unlock my full potential, I tried to unleash myself into society. And since today was a jazz festival for me, and since I'm the leader of Tech Theater Club, and along with other leaders, we had to make sure it proceeded flawlessly. So therefore, I wanted to make sure everything was on track and going well. And I started to make these roll calls and started to anticipate problems. I kind of got into a sync where it all happened so quick, but I was directing the whole club along with these my other leaders like a pack. I felt like a pack leader. I just felt like I was in sync and harmony with the other members of the club. And at the end of our preparations, I took a deep breath and I just looked at myself and I realized that I'd become someone out of the ordinary. I'd unlocked like something that I didn't know I had, which was when the time is right, I can become a seriously productive and helpful leader. Today is October 29th. It's the next day from yesterday, and I'm doing my fifth commandment: thou shalt make as big as an impact on the world as possible. And so today I'm gonna try and show the world. Uh, I tried to show the world my conquest, and my life goal is to leave a mark on the world. And even though I can't do that now, I was trying and show somewhat of a legacy today in any form that I can show to the Hong Kong community today. So since it's a Sunday, I can't really show much. But there's one thing I can do, which is I usually take hikes up to the peak with my family on weekends. So I decided to go for a run today. Not just any run though. So for this run, I wanted to shock people with my uphill running stamina. And so I set out for a hiking trail, and I took my mark and I pushed myself to the limit, and I ran as hard as I could uphill, and until I eventually ran out of breath at a quarter way stop. And I literally just like passed out on that bench and completely exhausted, like not like actually passed out, but I was astonished at what I just done. The locals around me were staring at me. They probably thought I was some motivated young marathon runner, when really I was just trying to make an impact every day for myself. All right, it's a Thursday, November the 30th, and I practiced the commandment, "Thou shalt shoot for the stars" today. And today I focused on not being intimidated by others in my daily school life. And in order to shoot for the stars and dream big, I have to act now and believe in myself most of all. And so today I want to carry out this commandment in my school day, and especially in all of my classes. And I think teachers could actually recognize like my attitude, and they knew something was a bit off with me today, because I was taking risks that I usually wouldn't take. And especially in APCS and Bib Tried, I was participating a lot more today in class, and it felt more natural to me to be actually sharing my opinions and freely giving my judgments in FRQs and discussions. And it felt necessary for me to express myself in order to meet my ambitions and to come out of my shell. And really, from this day on, I'm going to, as much as I can, just don't not be afraid of anything, come out of my shell, and shoot for the stars. Today is a Sunday, December the 3rd, and today I decided to do the commandment, "Thou shalt not be consumed by the brain's materialistic nature, but allow one's gut to spiritually echo with the world." And this is actually something that I've tried in SSS with Mr. Schmidt, and it's actually been going really well. And as today is Sunday, I forced myself to get up in the morning and go out for breakfast, and I found it actually was profoundly meaningful. And whenever I tune out of my head, I really try and bond with the nature around me. And I noticed some aspects around Hong Kong that I actually haven't noticed before, like the pinkish amber clouds in the morning. And most of all, I felt closer to my home in Hong Kong, and I got a warmer feeling of community as I walked around the breakfast area in my neighborhood in Central. And I really slowed myself down to notice a lot of patterns of Hong Kongers and street life. And so overall, today was a really observational day where I got to connect with my surroundings and really echo my soul with Hong Kong and beyond. And I feel like I've developed a gut knowledge after this morning extravaganza, and I'll definitely make sure to set out for more adventures in the future. Alright, today I did the 8th commandment, "You shall seek deeper connections and experiences in thy life." And today, which is December the 5th, Tuesday, I tried to focus on trying not to rush my day along and really finding meaning and making deeper connections in my experiences. So as I went along my day, I started to question things in chemistry, several concepts I learned, like why a flask is a flask, why we're doing certain things. But on an actual personal level, I was reflecting on the direction of my life and what led up to me doing that current activity, trying to make deeper connections and what I was doing that day. So I really created a lot of guidance for myself this day, and actually got pretty emotional about my future and feeling like I wanted to succeed because of everything I've done in my life and accomplishments, and all the emotional accomplishments that I've done, that I've received in HKIS. And today I really wanted to feel like I wanted to excel, and it was clear to me what I have to do, and what my next steps would be. And overall, it was a really deep and meaningful day for my studies and emotionally. It is the 9th day that I'm doing my 9th commandment. Thou shalt acknowledge thy mistakes and make an effort to learn from them and not repeat those mistakes. So today is it wasn't the most easiest day for me. It's a Wednesday, December the 6th. It was actually quite stressful in terms of academics. And however, I realized that a lot of the time stress can originate from struggling to correct a mistake and understand a concept or get something right. And it's really pending upon something. And for me that day, I was having trouble with honesty and admitting to certain concepts that I was unsure of and getting help. An example was in math class when I was really stressed out for a test, but I acted like everything was going to be okay in class. And because of this, I had a really stressful cramming period after class and learning things on my own. And from today on, I'm going to learn from this mistake and make sure that I'm wiser the next time that I have questions, that I will clarify them in class and make sure that I'm not unsure of any concepts. So I'll go seek help. My final 10th commandment, thou shalt always be true to thyself. Since it's a Thursday, December the 7th, and it's the day where I have enacted my last commandment, which is loving myself and staying real with myself. And so since I know I've been having trouble with staying real with myself throughout high school, especially since I'm a 4 on the Enneagram personality chart, I tend to try on different and juggle different identities for myself and associate myself with how my emotions are that day and how I'm feeling that day, and therefore I really tried to dissociate myself with the state of mind that I was currently in today, so that I could be a less anxious person and feel better no matter what phase I'm going through. And since today was a super anxious day to get prepared for my pre-calculus test, um, therefore I made sure that I didn't put on a careless attitude where I would usually absorb so much information and disregard my feelings for the sake of the test. But now I was noticing that pattern and bringing myself back to my true self. So finally, it felt like a really long journey to me actually. As I spread the days out of living my code into 2 months, I feel like a much stronger person now emotionally than I was before trying this out. And it was sort of like a flashback in my life and going over my values, sort of like a reconstructive phase, going over the commandments, my core values to help me become a better me. And it's much more apparent to me now actually of the direction that I'm going in my life and the steps I'm going to need to take in order to get to my ideal me and meet my dreams and keep my current identity without falling unhealthy again. And the habits that I've carried out, like being true to myself and thinking with my gut, can really benefit me in the future actually, because I will strive to remind myself of these commandments every day so that I can be the best version of myself. And practicing these commandments were really essential for me to realize and engrave these core beliefs into my system and make me aware of them every day of my life. For if this project didn't exist, I would actually theoretically have not put anything into action and eventually shut everything off from my heart and gut and be trapped in my head's thoughts. So I really enjoyed this spiritual journey with myself and testing out my beliefs. And for it not only gave me an excuse to go out and experience myself, but it was also crucial to guide me on my spiritual journey and my journey in high school.